So my name is John Pistole. I'm the president here at Anderson University. It's my joy and privilege to welcome each and every one of you here to campus, to Reardon Auditorium. And this is a facility that was built decades ago with a lot of investments from Anderson folks. A lot of, in fact, I have a brother-in-law who is in his, a little bit older than some of us, who GM executive for a number of years, and he was telling me about how his bosses encouraged him to contribute to the building of this facility because it could be used for community purposes. So that's our joy to welcome you here tonight. I'm just curious if this is your first time here in Reardon Auditorium, to show of hands. Some of you? Yeah. Well, welcome. So the main campus, of course, just across the street, and the sports facilities and everything over there. I'm intrigued by this because I grew up a block from campus here, and then went to school here. My dad taught here, and then went off to Indianapolis to law school, came back to town, practiced a couple of years, and just didn't enjoy it. And so I joined the federal government, and for the next 31 years, I worked in downtown urban areas, including Minneapolis, New York, D.C., on a couple occasions, lived in both Virginia and Maryland on different assignments. Boston, lived outside of Boston because I couldn't afford to live in the city. So for 31 plus years, I commuted. So I got a sense of transportation challenges and opportunities, and thinking, boy, if I was in charge, I would do some different planning and different things. And so coming back to Anderson, coming home 5 years ago now, one of the joys is they provide a house here on campus on the other side here, and so my commute is about 10 minutes round trip, and that's walking both ways, as opposed to about an hour and a half round trip on average that I spend. And what's intriguing and satisfying about what you are working on is thinking about planning for Madison County transportation needs for the next 25 years. And the importance of doing that, because in my years of commuting, as I mentioned, my sense was, and my question was, did anybody do any planning around this, or did urban sprawl just happen and people reacted to it? So as we see the 69 North corridor continuing to grow past 210 and 13 and coming up, and of course we have a presence out at exit 222 with our Anderson University Flagship Center and coordination with the Flagship Enterprise Center, where Dr. Terry Truitt, the chief executive, is over here, former dean of our School of Business, Fall School of Business. We look for ways that we can help make a difference because, for example, the students who are enrolled here, particularly the undergrad students, these are the Gen Zers that we are hoping will, not hoping to graduate for one thing, but then also hoping that they will stay local. And so one of the things that you may have seen something we're doing is a scholarship initiative to keep local talent local. And some of you have served or do serve on either the South Madison County Community Foundation, or I'm on the board of the Madison County Foundation. And things that entities like that can do to help underwrite scholarships to keep local talent local. So we're seeing a lot of interest in those scholarships because it makes it the cost of a four-year degree much more accessible, even to the point of being comparable to that of a public school. So we're excited by that. Hopefully some of you saw an initiative we had a week ago Saturday, halftime of our final men's basketball game, where we drew names from a hat for those students who had applied, high school students who applied and admitted, and made a deposit to attend here in the fall. And the person who was drawn was allowed to shoot a half-court shot. Did anybody see that? Yeah, so we've had a lot of views. It's and if you saw it, you know that this student from Alexandria High School hit the shot, which we had said that you'll get a year's free tuition if you hit the shot. Somebody asked us, well, did you buy an insurance policy against that? And we talked to our broker ahead of time. He said, I'm glad to take your premium, but the odds of somebody actually hitting the shot are negligible. So, but go ahead and give me the premium and all that. Well, so we didn't, but the good news is friend who is a friend of the university, which is euphemism for a donor, contacted me over the weekend and said that he is making a contribution to cover the cost of that. So that's part of that partnership, and that's what you guys are all about, is